It's all right. Camera on doesn't mean anything. Welcome, Lee. First time guest, but it's not the first time we spoke, but a pleasure to have you on the channel.
Yeah, a pleasure to be on the channel. I've been seeing your grind, your groove. You've been smashing it. It's good to see.
Speaking about smashing it, you're a manager that has professional fighters, and you've got Pineda as well. Pineda's someone that I know that you've had from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at the two, and I'm going to ask you this as a manager, what do you see happening with professional boxing versus crossover boxing? Do you see the merge? I'm not putting words into your mouth, your words.
I don't see the merge. Listen, when I come here, it's madness. It's a completely different world. I'll bring my son along. Yeah, listen, my son knows who they are and stuff like that. He's loving life. He's getting all different prime bottles. Listen, for me, that makes it work. But see, Pineda. Listen, Pineda's. Pineda's obviously we bought him for the KSI fight, so we've had him from. Oh, sorry, IFL TV. Meow. Yeah, so we've had him from like day one, sort of thing. I was just checking my phone's over there. Yeah, we've had him from day one. So to see how Misfits has evolved since 001 is unbelievable. See, Mams Taylor, I've had many conversations with him over night time while he's in America, telling me his ideas and how he's going to do this, going to do that. And every idea he says about comes and he does it. Do you know what I mean? So he's an unbelievable man at what he does. He's created something very, very good. Kala and Nissa are very good friends of mine, so I work with them closely in pro boxing. So it's good to see that people are doing well with it, but they are completely different worlds.
Something.
I'm in French video.
Yeah, we don't want to do that, do we?
Yeah, right.
One of the things that Mams quite confidently said is that we are showing professional boxing how it should be done. What do you think he meant by that?
Because people are fighting, the best are fighting the best. Listen, this card, if you have a look at it, you've got like 6 or 7 main events. So it is like Frank Warren's just announced, the Magnificent Seven, yeah? Unbelievable show, but this is what this is. So it's good to see the best fighting the best.
They've also mentioned, and I'm keeping on Misfits because that is a subject at the moment, they've mentioned that there's going to be a professional arm to Misfits. Mam's told me several times, on camera and off camera, that he gets requests from professional boxers wanting to fight on Misfits cards. So that's why I was saying, do you see that there's going to be some kind of merge? Are Misfits then going to start promoting professional fights but on their show? Broadcast by DAZN, they've got 5 years with them, but they're going to be Misfits promoted.
Yeah, but listen, with that, you see a lot of fighters are seeing the hype and the views and everything like that and the money, and they're seeing that they don't have to sell tickets and stuff like that. So listen, any professional fighter that can make his career and build his own profile is unbelievable, and they're going to look at that and they're going to want to do that, and I completely understand that. So it's kind of, yeah, I completely understand that. So fair play to them for wanting to do that. I know Mams wants to do a professional arm. Obviously, I've had a few conversations. Listen, I'd have fighters for that. Yeah, 100%. Listen, good team to work with. So if there's opportunities for the fighters, let's talk.
Speaking of the devil himself, Mams Taylor's just walked past.
Taylor, the main man. But yeah, no, listen, a great creative mind. Joey he said to me once. He went, it's like when I used to watch WWE and I used to have the ring. I used to have the ring in my front room, and I used to get the fighters and pretend to do things. Now I'm making that real life. Unbelievable.
Being a creative, having ideas, and somebody that's experienced in boxing, let's touch on Let's Go management. Talk to me about your stable, how you started to grow it, from when you initially restarted the company, because you're a man that's been in boxing for a while, and where it's going now with the tasty fighters that you've got on your team.
Yeah, listen, obviously Let's Go management started April 2022. Obviously I was with MTK Global. MTK Global shut down, so obviously I had to keep the fighters that I had, and I started my own company. Since then it's just grown and grown and grown. And listen, I feel like I'm in a blessed position at the minute with some great fighters. Obviously this week we just announced a major signing in Dennis McCann. Obviously a major signing for us. Dennis was with MTK when MTK was on, and obviously when it left he went elsewhere, but now he's come back to obviously us. So I'm looking forward to getting started and getting Dennis back on it. I've got female world champions, Nina Hughes, Dina Forsland, unified world champion, Segaline LeBeouf fighting Tycee Gallagher. I've got Gavin Gwynn fighting for European titles. Thomas Asomba fight, obviously European champion. Sean McGoldrick, Jay Harris. Listen, if I was here, I've got some great prospects: Nelson Birchall, Tom Welland, Hannah Robinson, and like I've got a great stable of fighters, and I feel blessed to be where I am at the minute. And you know, one thing is, it's just going to keep growing, but I just want to make sure that I'm delivering for the fighters, and at the minute I am. So obviously that's why people want to be managed by myself.
What's the criteria for you then? What do you look for in fighters? Like I said, you come from a plethora of experience. You've dealt with all sorts of fighters. You've been through literally 2 companies, as it were.
Yeah.
So when you look at a fighter, what do you look for?
Listen, it's with a fighter, it's obviously you look at their amateur background, you look at if they're already a professional, you look at what they've done in and you look at like their fan base, you look at a bit of everything. A fight, sometimes you get an unbelievable fighter but doesn't have the fan base, and that's where you've got to use your imagination to bring them in and try and help them grow their own fan base.
Touching on that, and I think that's a really key point that you spoke about there. As a manager, you've said that there's some good fighters, but they haven't necessarily got that profile. We see that so often. We see so many good boxers literally going to waste because, you know, they're not doing crazy stuff. They haven't got those crazy numbers on Instagram, etc. What can a manager do? You said you will try and like build that profile. What's a manager's role?
Listen, a manager's role, obviously, as a boxing manager, is to control their boxing. But obviously, you are there to help as well, to try and build their profile. You need to give them advice about posting certain things, being active on social media, going to the shows, going to little events and stuff like that. Always making sure your face is there, because then people know who you are, and then that's when you start thinking. And obviously, some people need to be putting like videos out of their sparring, their pad work and stuff like that, and just try and grow yourself as yourself. Listen, it's a very, very hard game. So I see so many fighters, that are unbelievable talents, but can't sell tickets and just can't get the break, and it is quite upsetting. But do you know what? It's the game. It is the game. Like, I've got a fighter called Brandon Scott. Brandon Scott is.
Oh, the Spider-Man.
Yeah. So Brandon dresses up as Spider-Man, everything like that. He turns up in different outfits. He goes to all different events and everything like that. Thing is, he can really fight, but he's growing his own profile. He said to me the other day, he went, sometimes I don't even like what I do, Lee, but I have to do that to make myself relevant. And he said, but when I see all the footage and I see the comments and that, he went, it does make me smile. Do you know what I mean? But he gets a lot of hate. But listen, the kid's loving life. He's signed by Matchroom because of him. He flew all the way to Ireland just to see Eddie Hearn in a Forrest Gump outfit, just to get signed. You've got to do these things to be able to make yourself noticed.
But when you talk about the fighters that won't necessarily do that, and we'll finish here. Say, for example, the fighters that won't necessarily go to those lengths. They really want to put themselves out there, but, you know, maybe flying to Ireland, maybe turning up at a press conference, wearing a Spider-Man outfit, maybe screaming and shouting across a room. That's not their thing. What advice would you give to them?
Like just be active on socials with your pad work, and just make reels and stuff like that. Then people will notice you. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, it's a very, very hard business. Sometimes you can do everything and still not get noticed. I see fighters all the time, but listen, it is the entertainment business.
And we're going to leave it there. Absolutely fantastic guest. Please come back again, everybody. Lee Eaton of Let's Go Management.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.